First, we broke Robo Rumble. Today, I have broken Gem Grab. What is up, guys? My name is Ark, and my brawls are quite simply the best of them all. Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you're not, and without further ado, let's get into it. So I skipped my giveaway intro just for today, guys, but we are still doing it on this video. All you have to do is to leave a comment down below that is positive, constructive, and does not spam the comments. Full T's and C's are down in the description. I wanted to skip it to get into this gameplay as quickly as possible because it is absolutely insane. We broke Gem Grab, and I'm going to show you how we did it. One thing to note is that we did this in ranked, in the ladder. We did not do this in friendlies. I must stress that because it is incredibly hard to achieve. The other thing to note is that I've muted the audio, so there is going to be no game audio for this video. I did that because I wanted to crop the gameplay out of the live stream that I originally recorded it from, so I could do a live commentary alongside. If enough people want to see the full-length recording of us talking in-game of what we were doing and how we were achieving the things we were doing, leave a like, leave a comment down below letting me know, and I will release it separate from this video. But without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. So the question you are all asking right now is, how did I break Gem Grab? Well, I'm going to show you right now, guys. A big shout out to Bot11 and Silent Killer. This took us many hours of attempts to get the perfect run, and I'm going to talk you all through exactly what you can do to try to do this yourself, and just a couple of the techniques that we used in order to be able to do this. Now, one thing I will say is I don't really endorse doing this. It's something that came up by pure accident. It was not intended. We were playing, I believe, on Temple Catacombs, which, as you guys know, the spawns are kind of surrounded by these walls, and there's a choke point in the middle. So we were playing on Temple Catacombs, and we kind of thought to ourselves, wouldn't it be funny to spawn trap the opposing team? Right, that's how this started, effectively. Funnily enough, we were playing this exact combo. Jesse, Rico, and Nita. And we realized this combo works immensely well at spawn trapping. Okay, that's how this started. And then we kind of got thinking, how long could we maintain a spawn trap? Now, this is why I kind of see that I don't really endorse people doing this, but I've got a simple solution, a simple fix of how Supercell can amend this problem in the game. You know, as a YouTuber, it's part of my job to try to push the boundaries, and this was something that we just did not expect was going to happen. So right here, you probably noticed there that I had all the gems and went down. There's a good reason for that, and the specific location of where those gems are is really important to making this work. So we're back to having one gem. We're going to continue this process and continue to try to bring the gems back to our spawn, as many as we possibly can. Now, the way that this works, very effectively actually, is if the opposing team have like a Anita, or they have a Crow, because what that enables you to do is to drop the gems in your spawn and allow them to be as far away from your opponents as possible. You know, you can lure the bear to the bottom of the map and have him kill you very safely and away, most importantly, from the opposing team. Crow, again, is a prime example of how you can achieve this, because Crow's poison can just tick damage you down, so it gives you a lot of time to run to the bottom of the map. Now, the reason that you want the gems to be as low down the map as possible is that it keeps them as far away as possible from the opposing team. Now, one thing to mention is that we did this in matchmaking. This was live. In a ranked game, this was not in friendlies, which makes this incredibly hard to do. So, in our attempts of doing this, there were certain brawlers that were just really hard to come up against in the matchmaking. One of those was Poco. Now, if you come across a Poco, there is a good chance that there'll be clutch heals. It will give the opponents time to get down the map, to get the gems, and to get out. So ideally, you don't want to find a Poco on the opposing team. Ideally, you don't want to find a Primo or a Ricochet on the opposing team, because Primo is so tanky, it gives him plenty of time to get down the map, and Brock as well, very long range, so when you're kind of in their spawn, they can push you down whilst their invincibility is active, and it makes it very, very difficult to kind of continue to keep your opponents trapped. So, you know, it was crazy. We actually were almost about to, at the beginning of this game, scrap it. We came across the Primo and the Rico, and we had a discussion because we were on Discord at the time of this recording. Now, I've muted that Discord for the moment so I can kind of commentate exactly what we were doing and why. If you guys are interested, I will re-upload this video with all the original commentary so you guys can see exactly what we were saying to each other and how we managed to achieve this run. Like I say, it took many, many hours, guys, to get the perfect run. Another thing that you can do to help with this process is if you are sort of a skilled player, if you've got experience in the game and you've got a mini account. Now, yes, you could just start a brand new account and achieve this very easily. Don't do that. Make it a challenge, guys. Come on, like we did this with 2 of our brawlers being at level 1, which is insanely hard to do. I think we had like 150 trophies, somewhere around that kind of region. But one thing that kind of we always wondered whilst we were doing this was, first, how long could we maintain it for? And secondly, what would eventually happen? Like, was there anything that would eventually happen once we reached a certain milestone? Because and as far as I know, it's never been done before. So we were kind of testing the game effectively and trying to spot like new little things that were unknown about the game of Brawl Stars, because as you probably know, Gem Grab is actually the only game which is technically, you know, there's no timer, there's no countdown unless you've got the gems. So what happens when you don't allow the opposing team to have the gems and you don't pick them up yourself? It was like on our minds, so we wanted to experiment. This is where this kind of all came about, really. And right now, no, this has been 6 minutes of gameplay right now, and we're doing a really good job of holding them off, actually. All things considered, they've got a Primo, they've got a Rico. These are all really tricky, and a Brock, may I say, as well. 2 long range and 1 take. It's a pretty hard combo to come across for this kind of strategy on this particular map. So we're doing a really, really good job of holding these guys off, and we're just continuing to do that. You know, like, we did this a couple of times, okay? I don't want to give away any spoilers, because what happens at the end was a complete surprise to us when we first initially did it, and I want it to be a complete surprise for you. But something happened the first time that we did this, and we were just like really, really confused, really shocked. We didn't know why it had happened necessarily. So in this game, we actually eventually, do I say this or not? The first time that we did this, we lost the game and we couldn't figure out why we lost it. This gameplay actually confirmed the reasons why, and I will go into that in just a moment. But yeah, right now, the tactics that we're doing are mainly that if we see that there are a lot of gems like high up the map, we will collect those gems, bring them back to our spawn, and stop trying to kill the opposing team. So by doing that, we're encouraging them to take us out, but my teammates have to be super on the ball in that process, because if we mess up, they will collect the gems, go back to their spawn, and it's game over. So the idea being is that you want to be killed, you want to drop your gems, and to do that you have to be as far away from your opponent's spawn as possible, but you also have to defend so heavily in that process, because if you don't, then you guys will die and they have plenty of time to get the gems to their spawn, and once that happens, it's game over. Once they have the gems in their spawn, it's incredibly difficult, and trust me, we came into some really sticky situations in some of the other gameplays. Really tricky to be able to get them back out. So the idea is to try to collect the gems that are loose, bring them all down the map, and just kill, get killed in the process. So right now we're hitting the 8-minute mark and we are still playing, and this is why I wanted to, I kind of thought for a while, should I release this video or not? Because I can definitely see that there could be some negative side effects to putting this video out, to making this video public so that people are aware this is a possible thing to be done in the game. But after a couple of weeks, I did think about this, and there were some reasons why I thought it was probably a good thing to release this into public knowledge. So the first and most important mainly was that it would bring attention to Supercell to maybe tweak this in the background. It would be a very easy fix, guys. It would be a very easy fix. I will come to that in just a moment. Secondly, it's really hard to do this. Like, it took us, to get to the end of this gameplay took us a very long time to achieve, because there are so many factors that you have to take into account. One of which is the brawlers that you're against is completely random, so you can't guarantee who you're going to have on the opposing team, which makes a big difference to whether you're able to achieve this. If you find a Poco, and Poco during this time was so immensely common because he was just, this was prior to the nerf, he was super strong in the game. So, it was a very hard time for us to do this because there was just so many Pocos in the game. Now, Poco's been nerfed, perhaps it's going to be slightly easier, but I don't necessarily think so, because that simple mechanic of being able to heal your teammates remains the same, and that was what was catching us out. So, yeah, I wanted to bring attention to this so Supercell could see it. I kind of also want to challenge other YouTubers to try it. Now, for YouTubers, like, it's very difficult when making video content on YouTube to always find something challenging, like a challenge, something that's really hard to achieve that makes your video different and interesting and stand out from all the rest. So I thought it could be kind of fun to set up a challenge for this, to do it so that I'm gonna, at the end of this video, nominate a YouTuber. If that YouTuber could then nominate someone else after they've tried it, whether they succeed or whether they fail, I think it'd be really interesting to have this go around the YouTube community to see if anyone else can actually do this. That would be interesting, but like I say, I did sort of go between the idea of should I release this, should I not release this, but ultimately there are so many things that can go wrong. Like, there are so many gameplays that we scrapped because we just simply, we messed up. They got the gems, they won the game. Maybe we held them off for like 6 or 7 minutes, but inevitably, they still won the game. So fair play. It's very hard to achieve. You've got to be, at a certain trophy limit, I guess. Like, it would be, like, impossible, in my opinion, to achieve this. I would love to see someone try it. But I think it's fair to say that it would be pretty impossible to achieve once you get towards, like, the sort of 400 trophy mark, 500 trophy mark for certain. So, in that respect, I don't think that many people are going to try this. The ones that do will probably come across the same problems that we encountered. But one thing I must say is that Jesse, Rico, excuse me, and Nita is a solid combo to achieve this. Now, we are 12 minutes in. This is where it gets really interesting, guys. As you can see, every now and again, they've kind of spun at us. They know what we're doing to them by now. They get it. Like, and one thing that I think is really important to say about this this thing is that it worries me a little bit that it's taken 12.5 minutes to get to this stage, because of course, if they decide to stop playing the game will then turn into a bot, and if they are not playing as a bot, if they don't return to the game within a certain time frame, that bot will continue playing and they will not be able to play a game until the game's over. That's 13 minutes of potentially being blocked out of Brawl Stars. Now watch this. We're getting towards the 13-minute mark now, and this is something that we had never ever seen before. It was crazy the first time this happened. Now note that we have 1 gem. We have 1 gem in our pocket right now. They have 0, and there. That is a countdown, guys. A countdown in gem grab. We broke the game, guys. We absolutely broke the game. Like, there is a countdown in Gem Grab after 13 minutes, and we have 1 gem, but it says that we've got 10, and we win the game. Like, it blew our minds. We did this once before, and the opposing team had more gems than us, and we lost the game. So it turns out that if you play Gem Grab for 13 minutes, eventually the game goes, whoa, guys, you played far too long. We've got to stop now. Whoever holds the most gems at the end of this countdown will win the game outright. Now, the simple fix to this is just to change the amount of time it takes to make that timer start. I would suggest Supercell bring it down to maybe 7 or 8 minutes. 13 minutes is way too long, guys. It shouldn't really be this way because some players are going to do what we did and spawn trap, and it's not going to be massively fun for them. These guys seem to take it in good spirits. They were spinning, they found it kind of funny. So I'm just going to slip this in. I completely forgot to say in my previous take that the next YouTuber I am going to nominate for this challenge is going to be Alex. DLG, doing live gaming, you are up next, bro. I cannot wait to see if you can make it to that countdown. I just wanted to bring awareness to this video. It's something that I've never seen in Brawl Stars, and guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, head on down to the like button, grab it, smash it, and while you're at it, subscribe for more future more future content. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought of this video, guys. But until next time, keep calm, game on, but most importantly, keep your brawls epic.